and welcome to another episode of the NeverImage Radio podcast. I'm Chris Donardo.
And I'm Pat Bruno.
All right, so we're here in the new studio that we built, finally here after 3 years, and it's been a long time building this place. I built it for the record label, for us to record our songs, for the bands that, work here, and to be open to the public for rehearsal, so hopefully that goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice place. We built a live room, which is like a cage inside of another cage in like a sealed off room with like vinyl inside the walls, inside the ceilings with like sheetrock insulation, and we doubled it again and have a control room, vocal booth, podcast studio, a new studio here. So
yep, all new equipment.
So you finally get to get your album recorded.
Oh, I'm excited.
Bringing Flick Haze to the people.
Oh, yeah.
So, and there'll be New Slew and New Spacewalk 27 and another band coming out called Trex Colton. But
who's that?
That's a bit of a surprise. It's going to be a good one. So, but live room, we're going to be doing live streaming. And one thing that we're going to be doing that a lot of our favorite bands of today are doing is lip syncing. We're not going to be doing any of that shit.
Well, if I'm doing any singing, I will be. I'm going to need all the help I can get.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm being serious. I'm fucking pissed off that a lot of bands are lip syncing. Like, when did that become acceptable? When did that become like, okay, we're going to go on stage and there's going to be a fucking backing track of fucking our vocals. It was like that fucking video that came out years back that fucking guy did with Vince Neil. Did you hear that one where he's singing fucking Dr. Feelgood? And you can't even make out a fucking lyric that he's saying, and he put the pretend words underneath it.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was fucking dying when I saw that. But that's horrible. I mean, honestly though, I'd rather hear him do that than...
Yeah, but you don't know if he's lip sync.
I mean, in our, one of our favorite bands, Kiss, like, what the fuck is that? Paul Stanley, and it doesn't bother you. How does it not bother you that and you gave him a pass? Like,
well, like I said, he's been a true rocker for a long time, dude. It's like the guy can't sing. He's shot. His voice is shot. So he was a great singer for, what do we say?
Oh, amazing
50
singer.
years,
Yeah.
I guess. So,
but then it's time to get the fuck off the
I
stage,
agree.
man. It's like I get it. Like, what is he going to do at this point?
it's all about money.
I get it. It's all about money. And if people are paying you to go up on stage and paying you to fucking lip sync, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do it. But
I would. For the money he's getting, 100%.
You would?
Oh, yeah, bro. Well, yeah, $100,000 a show he makes, $125 a show.
Probably more than that.
Well, whatever it is. I'm just saying.
Nah, I could never.
You
wouldn't be on this label if you were fucking
fine.
lip syncing.
That's fine.
So, yeah, it bothers me because it's like he's been...
Well, look, I look at people who lip sync that can sing and they don't sing. That's the worst. Because why are you lip syncing to something that you're already a good singer? That makes no sense.
It's called no talent, no to be able to perform.
Yeah, it's probably all produced in the studio, and I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't even follow that type of stuff, so it doesn't really...
What do you mean you don't follow it? It's fucking Motley Crue. It's fucking Kiss.
Yeah, well,
it's fucking...
Yeah, I'm not a Motley Crue fan. I mean, back in the day I was. I did get to see him a few times, over the years, but it's not like, it bothers me if Vince Neil or whoever is lip syncing.
I'm cashed out on fucking Motley Crue too.
You don't like a lot of bands, huh?
No, I don't. Especially in metal. Like, what happened to fucking metal and like hard rock? Is it something with the guitars? It just sounds like shit, and everybody's playing the same fucking 5 songs for the last like 25 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you gotta look hard to find newer bands that you like. I mean, I do. I mean, I can't find any, but there's one or two that might pop up here and there, and you just like get into it a little bit. Like even the heavier, metal stuff. I mean, I can't take the guitar tones.
No.
It just sounds like one big fucking, I don't know. I mean, like you can't really hear the guitar. I mean, it's there, but it's just so like
processed.
I can't explain it, man. It's like it doesn't sound like a guitar anymore.
Well, it's because people are plugging in to a unit that makes it sound like a guitar. So they're actually playing the guitar, processing it, so it sounds like a fucking amp, and then it goes out.
Yeah, and then it depends how many times they layer it too with that same sound, so you just kind of lose the guitar sound on top of it too. I mean, you can hear it so, so big.
Are you talking about live, or are you talking about like albums?
In the albums.
Yeah, that's direct process recording. Yeah. And I think a lot of fucking newer bands, not to fucking shit on newer bands, I'm sure there's a lot of good ones, or we say like bands that are like recording today, it's all fucking direct, singy, fucking plastic guitar sound. Like put a Royer, a fucking 122 and a fucking SM57 in front of a fucking amp. Turn the fucking thing on and play. I mean, what the fuck is so hard about that? Like,
but these people are not geared up for that no more. If you're doing stuff at home and stuff, it's so much easier just to get a plug-in of whatever sound you got. If it's like Marshall plug-in or a fucking whatever PV,
right?
Just right there you got it, and just
it's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Now I'm not.
I mean, you got to be, you got to know a lot of music to really hear the difference of sometimes.
No, it's not so much hearing it; it's feeling.
Right.
And I'm not opposed to direct guitar recording. I think it has its place as a layer. It has its place as, when you can't get a sound on an amp and you want some sort of texture that you want to layer into your guitar work. I get it.
Yeah.
But as the main fucking guitar, it's a fucking processed garbage thing. It's like, I think one of my favorite bands today is Bandmade. It's like this like direct, singy guitar sound with no mid-range, no tone. And it just sounds like the whole band sounds processed now, where their earlier stuff, it had these rich guitar textures that lent itself to a fuller sound. I mean, I don't know if you've been checking out their new stuff, and like, what do you think?
No, whatever the stuff you showed me, but I don't really remember the difference of the guitar tones. But it depends who the producer, whoever's getting the sound for them. It's just like, that's what they want, and that's what they're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, I like the stuff that they did acoustically. That sounded great. I think a lot of bands today are influenced by a lot of shit bands that came out in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Post MTV, post rock radio, when it was just not good bands that weren't good. And it's just,
those newer generation people can say the same shit about our stuff too. Well, that guitar sound, sucked in the 80s or the 70s or the 90s or whatever.
Right.
So we can go around and
no, I don't think they know. I mean, to me, I think the real younger generation, I think they listen to more music from the 60s and the 70s to me, and the 80s. I don't
know. I wouldn't know.
I mean, from what I've seen, and like, the younger artists I've worked with, they are heavily influenced by the 70s, the 80s, the early 90s. Like, to them, Nirvana and the Beatles are like on the same fucking plane, because they grew up with them being like the fucking be all end all. It's the same thing. The same as like
Nirvana and the Beatles in the same sentence. But
you wouldn't?
No,
I would. I think Paul McCartney would too. You ever hear Paul and Ringo talk about Nirvana?
No.
Well, you'd be surprised.
No, not even.
Well, yeah.
Not even in the same.
Well,
like,
see,
I didn't even talk about planning. It's not even in the. Oh, maybe for you, that's fine. Right? That's something you can just, to me. I mean, how can you say Nirvana and Beatles? It makes no sense.
well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I could say it is because.
And that's fine. I'm not knocking Nirvana at all.
No, I know you respect.
There's no knock on Nirvana at all. A great band, but I mean, there's maybe not even. I mean, not even a handful of bands that could beat the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? We can throw the Stones in there or something.
No, well, let's before I engage in this folly. There's no greater band than the Beatles. I don't care what fucking genre you play. I don't care what the fuck you do with music.
But there's probably not a close second either. So.
No, there's not. It's like the Beatles, and then fucking you get like Led Zeppelin about fucking maybe a fucking few down.
Right.
And then there's everybody else.
Right.
So let me just say that. However, how you can compare them is
generation-wise, yes. I mean, Nirvana had their own, scene when it came out, and they were the number one band at that period of time. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and it's also songwriting. It's also artistry. It's also like when you listen to a Nirvana album, whether you like them or not, you know every fucking song.
Oh yeah.
Every Nirvana song, Like if somebody put on In Utero or somebody put on Nevermind or somebody put on fucking Bleach, you're going to know all the fucking songs. And you haven't, listened to you haven't sat, when was the last time you spun a fucking Nirvana album?
Never.
See? So, but that's, in that way, it compares.
Oh, exactly. But I know all the songs without even owning any of the material.
And trivia question, who is the only, besides, when they did that get together, a celebration from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who was the only singer to front Nirvana on fucking national TV, on a national scene?
I don't think I remember. Was that something with Joe and Jet or something?
Well, no, that was the fucking, the tribute show they did after they got into the Hall of Fame, but they actually played on national television. And it was, it was Novoselic, it was Pat Smear, it was Dave Grohl, and one front man who played.
Was it Jay?
No, that was the other tribute.
Damn. Well, wrong show.
It's going to come full circle. You ready?
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay.
So, and they were calling it Sirvana. Get it? Like Sir Paul McCartney and Nirvana.
Right.
It's fucking awesome. And the way Ringo talked about Nirvana and the way Paul, I've never heard them talk about another band like they did. So I think, Paul McCartney himself saw the comparison of what they went through. So I think in that aspect,
That's a fair point. I'll take it. I mean,
it is what it is. Why do you think so many fucking, of our contemporaries, maybe a little older and maybe slightly a tiny bit younger, what the fuck was their problem with Nirvana? Why do you think a lot of older people and around our age and younger, maybe a tiny bit younger, didn't like Nirvana when it came out and kind of fought against it? Because there was that.
No, dude, you can have all types of people like different stuff, dude. I mean, to me, there's a new generation of kids that bought into it, So it is what it is. MTV at the time was pushing that corny hair metal stuff, so they needed a change anyway. So the change was Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? MTV was killing music at the time. You had fucking guys just playing guitar, and everybody thought that was cool shit. They killed that type of music. It was so bad. I mean, you can name them all, like from the Cinderellas to fucking, whoever, Poisons and all that stuff. It was too much.
So you were not into that, or?
Well, you know me, I'm a real metal guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't listen to any of those bands, but you needed a change. After a while, it was just getting too corny. You put an MTV on, it was the same looking bands. They were more into their looks. Nirvana was totally opposite. Nirvana wasn't into their looks at all. They were just into playing.
Right.
And these other guys were just worried about doing their hair right. To get them. So, but there was just a new generation, a bunch of kids wanted to come out for something different.
Right.
And, If you look at those type of people, like that type of music, they were just mad because it kind of got, it was put on the back burner, like the Bon Jovis and all that stuff. You didn't see them anymore.
Right.
Now you got the Soundgardens and the Pearl Jams, all sort of. So the whole scene changed in like within a year. But if I just say about all those bands stink, they don't stink.
What?
None of them. Soundgarden was a great band. Pearl Jam was a great band. Nirvana's a great. They're all good bands. Stone Temple Pilots.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, I mean, for someone to say none of those bands are good is just, talking really stupid.
And you got other bands too that came out like around that time. It was like fucking, Dinosaur Jr. You had fucking, Clutch. You had fucking
Clutch went that far back?
Yeah, Clutch's first
yeah.
Clutch's first EP was like 90, 91, 92.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. So, and actually I'm fucking happy because Dinosaur Jr. and Clutch are touring together.
Yeah, that's a nice little gig for you.
Listen, that's like two of my favorite bands of all time. I don't know who's putting this show together or whatever, but how are you going to put Clutch and Dinosaur Jr. together and have no shows in New York and New Jersey? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get that show here. As a matter of fact, I know Clutch plays here every New Year's Eve. Give me Dinosaur Jr. and Clutch on New Year's Eve or close to it around Christmas, their little show that they do. That would be great. So, yeah, it's so, I don't know. For me, that pissed me off, like, because I was like a little younger, so I was still, it affected me. Like when I saw Nirvana and I saw Pearl Jam, I saw people like me.
Yeah.
When I saw the glam bands, I was like, that ain't me. And even some of the fucking metal bands that were around there, I loved, but Metallica started going into another direction. Yeah. Like I'm more fucking Kill 'Em All and Justice Metallica. Yeah. They got a taste of it. I mean,
well, the 80s, you could look at it. I mean, listen, those, they call them hair metal, but, whatever you want to call those bands. I mean, they're not really metal bands. They were, they were just pop rock bands, that just looked glammed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I look at the 80s, like you look at the early 80s, that's when rock was still good. Mm-hmm. You had the early Metallicas, you had the AC/DCs, a lot of stuff was coming out. You had Dio and, the list can go on of great records that came out in the early part of the 80s. When the mid part started coming, that's when it started changing a little bit. Like Bon Jovi almost kind of opened up the door for all these other bands that look like him. You know what I'm saying? They were just coming out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And even like those smaller bands like Faster Pussycats and, you know what I'm saying?
Europe,
exactly. There you go.
Fucking Striper.
Right. So the list goes on. It was just, it was the record company, it was MTV all working together. They were pushing that into
people's faces. What was that fucking faces. Band?
Oh, you can fucking go days with all that.
What was that band that did Girl School?
Oh, Brittany Fox.
Brittany Fox.
Yeah. And we know that shit. And that's not bad. That's bad.
So do you have a guilty pleasure 80s song? Whether it could be a ballad, it could be fucking, do you have like songs that are like...
We're going to have the same song.
Which song?
Is This Love by fucking...
that's the greatest ballad ever.
White
Snake.
Yeah, that's a great song, man.
That's...
I don't care what year or whatever. That's a great song.
That song is amazing. Is it Coverdale? Is it the guitar? Is it fucking...
Well, it's Coverdale, the way he sings the song. It's great. The vocals are good. I guess it's a ballad type of song.
Oh, of course.
So,
like another guilty pleasure of mine. I mean, there's a song I like by fucking Y&T, Summertime Girls.
Yeah, Summertime Girls. You fucking jam that once in a while.
I fucking love that. That song just makes me feel good, And what is cool too, Slew did a video that was shot in Los Angeles, in Santa Monica, at the pier, at the beach and everything. So, we weren't in it like fucking Y&T and like Huey Lewis and all those fucking great videos. But for me to be all the way out on this coast and do a fucking video in Santa Monica,
Yep.
There
was a lot of probably bands that shot stuff over there.
But for me, it was like, I used to watch those videos as a fucking fucking little kid and just be like, oh my God, I thought the California fucking beach was like, oh, that's, you know, it's so to finally, you know, now do a fucking video there. It was good. So, but that's with like the Y&T, like Summertime Girls. I love that. Let me see ballads. That's the only ballad you like? Cause you're not a fucking ballad guy. You're a fucking metalhead. You fucking, you were into the fucking devil and fucking shit.
Well, it wasn't that bad. But, you know, I grew up on the Anthrax, Metallicas and stuff like Sabbath, Dio.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, even though Kiss was still not, you know.
Oh, they
80s.
fucking talk about glammed out.
I know. We bought into that still, too.
Oh, my God.
I mean, some of those albums, I'm like, they had some good songs to some of those albums. But
Produced
just the whole
like
picture.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. But the whole picture, it was just, you know. I mean, you got excited. I remember when Lick It Up came out, when they took the makeup off. I was like, fuck, I couldn't wait to buy that fucking album. You know?
So, no, it's, I for me, ballads. I like, speaking of Kiss, I thought on fucking Fraley's Comet, he had the Second Sighting album, that It's Over Now song.
Excellent song.
That fucking Todd Howard sings.
Yep.
That's a fucking killer ballad, man.
Yep. It's such a good song. That song really didn't go anywhere.
No, it didn't.
That was a really good tune.
And he's singing his nuts off in that fucking song, too.
And that got pushed. They pushed it a little bit on MTV. It just didn't, I guess it didn't grab.
Yeah, so well, here, you know why? Ace wasn't going to perform that song live.
Oh, if it was a hit, they would have.
Nah, he ain't going to fucking perform that. I know.
Are you sure they didn't perform that live at all?
Never. No.
Strange. To put a video, you know, to push a single out and they're not performing.
Dude,
kinda...
Ace never rehearsed, and he was fucking coked out of his fucking mind at that time. He couldn't even, like, you ever hear Eddie Trunk talk about, because he was like the manager or whatever, how difficult was Ace? I mean, he talks about it to Ace, like right to his face. So it's not like, you know, and Ace just fucking checked out. That's why Todd Howard's fucking did the whole fucking record, basically. You know? It's like, but that's what I mean. You have the opportunity to do something great where you fucking can make albums and do records and there's people willing to go to work for you and you just fucking mail it in.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I'm a huge Ace guy as far as my guitar playing goes. But the guy had the opportunity to be so much better. And you could say the same thing about Kiss. They do just enough to get paid. And that's it.
Well, they got that legendary status. That's why I think it works. They got that new generation of kids that didn't get to see them or hear about them.
Right.
To them, they're a legendary band.
Right.
You know, from the 70s, you know. Mm-hmm. So when they do come to town, they do go. You know, the parents might, you know,
the grandparents now.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying,
pretty soon the great grandparents.
Some guy would take, you know, he would take his kids. So that's like, you know, takes his wife, his friggin' 2 sons, and.
You think there's a situation where there's a great grandparent taking their fucking great grandkid to a Kiss show somewhere?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, something's got to be said for fucking 50 years of fucking performing live.
What I don't. I mean, if you were in the 70s, you know, like you had kids in the 70s, I'm sure you're still around. You're going to have probably grandkids.
And great grandkids.
Right.
So that's crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. Kiss could have been so much better. And I know that's crazy to say because they're fucking bazillionaires.
Yeah.
Well, Gene and Paul are. But they could have been so much better, you know?
Well, they're lazy too, in a way.
Oh my God, they're crazy lazy.
They're just about going out and playing. They really don't want to put the work in to put new music out or do different things in a way like, you know, like fans really will want. You know, every fan wants, if you're a fan of that band, I'd rather you put some music out there and keep fucking playing every fucking year.
Well, if you ask Paul Stanley, he's like, nobody gives a shit about fucking new music.
And he's right.
Well, I understand that he's right, but
nobody's going to buy it.
But from a fucking fan standpoint, you know, I don't know. There's bands that are, you know, still churning out like good music, but it's fucking hard. And is Paul Stanley a great fucking songwriter, or is he just a fucking ripoff artist? Truth be told, fucking Pat played me a fucking song by Joe Walsh probably like 20 minutes before we fucking turned the cameras on. It's fucking Shandy off Unmasked.
Yep.
It's a song called Tomorrow, and go fucking figure there's a song called Tomorrow.
Yeah, but Paul Stanley probably bought the record back then or heard it or something.
And what's funny is that we covered Tomorrow. Yeah. Like Sloop put that out. So that was kind of cool. So I'm not knocking Paul. I think he's a good songwriter for certain things, but I don't think he's going to pick up a fucking guitar and give you a fucking song that's like new, you know, or something that he's going to write. I think Paul Stanley is one of those song people who has to hear another song and then tweak it and make it his own.
Sure.
You know, like is that a ripoff artist?
I read something a while ago, and I didn't go really check it out, but Love Gun, if you listen to the lyrics, it's like it came from like another song.
I mean, dude,
it's like, it's weird. It's like, it's, you know, a few parts of it's like from another song, you know, but I never really went back to check it, who was the original artist and all that. But I guess people, you get inspired by that once in a while. I mean, I'm sure we do once in a while. If we hear something, we start playing a song, and we might take a little bit of that. Well, that's cool. I never used that chord before, and just try to make it your own.
A chord is different, but honestly, if I play something that sounds like something, you're on my ass. You'd be like, dude, what the fuck you doing? No, you know, and the same thing with you. I'll be like, you know, because sometimes you just hear like so much fucking music, but that's where bandmates, that's where fucking producers come in. It's like, dude, you're fucking rewriting a Blue Oyster Cult song. Like, fucking, what are you doing? You know? And you got to keep it new and fresh. Otherwise, what the fuck you doing? I mean, you're just mimicking. And I think that's another problem with rock nowadays. People are influenced by people who mimicked other bands. Like fucking Greta Van Fleet. I don't get it. I mean, I fucking talked about them in another episode show and everything, but they're rewriting Led Zeppelin songs. And people are okay with it. I'm like, you know, to each his own if that's what the fuck you want to do, but don't fucking come to me like there's some fucking, you know, innovative fucking band, you know?
Yeah, people get excited sometimes to hear stuff like that. That's all it is. I mean, I don't get it either. I mean, I don't think they stink, but I don't know. If I want to hear like Zeppelin, I'll put Zeppelin on.
Right. I mean it's from a musical...
And they're not even good as Led Zeppelin either. Like songwriting.
No.
I mean, listen, they're playing rock and roll. It's rock and roll.
Right.
So that's why people get excited. That guy sounds like Plant. It has a 70s classic rock and roll sound. So they get excited. It's like, oh, man, about time, you know. Something new.
That I can relate to.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
this is my music.
Right. So they get excited. So, I don't know. And I checked them out. I tried to go down that, you know, let me hear, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs. And it just, nothing really grabs me.
I mean, I was listening to it and I started getting pissed off. Because if I was in a fucking band, I would want, like, if I came with those songs, I would want somebody in the band to fucking punch me in the face. Because, I'm like, to be like, why are you fucking playing Tangerine, dude? Fucking get the fuck out of his band.
The thing is, if the singer didn't sound kind of like Plant, they'd probably be good.
You got to have fucking people in your band that are like, dude, you're fucking, this is embarrassing. You're fucking rewriting songs. And they seem to be okay with it. Their fans seem to be okay with it. It's like, I don't know. I just, not only them, but just, there's just a whole bunch of fucking mimickers out there.
It's tough to make it. And for them they get some kind of buzz of doing what they're doing. It, you know.
When you say make it, I think it's, are you fucking building a fire over there?
Yeah, my hands are cold.
I think it's easier to make it today in music. I like that term, like you said, make it. It's like, it's just a stupid term to me. Like, I don't get it. Like, do you want to be famous or do you want to fucking make art? Like, to me, it's always about, I got a fucking song in my head. I got to get the fucking song out. I don't care if one person hears it or 10 million people hear it. This is who I am. This is what I do. I don't fucking... You know, the audience...
majority of people might think like that, sure.
The audience is like a bonus for me.
It is, exactly.
Fucking people show up to see us play. Hey, that's a fucking bonus. Wow, there's fucking 10 people here. Wow, there's 100. Wow, it doesn't... You know, I'm just thankful that I got a fucking stage to play on, you know? So, but today...
Well, usually the terms make is like make it big. That's what people
I know what it means, but...
Like, you know... You finally made it like big, you know, huge.
But what does that mean? I mean, it's like, it's stupid. I mean, but getting back to what I was saying, I think it's easier for a band to be successful or an artist to be successful today than ever in music history. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got the means to do music today. So, I mean, anybody can put majority of stuff out on social media. So, you know, I mean, listen, you have people with no talent that are really kind of very popular today. I mean, you put something that goes viral and you get hit in the head with a bucket. It's like 10 million people saw it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that guy's famous for something.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess it's easier today to, you know, I don't want to use the words make it now.
Here's the fucking crazy thing. We'll use that fucking guy who gets hit in the head with a fucking bucket analogy, whatever you want to fucking throw out there. If that guy who got hit in the head with a fucking bucket made a song, right? Whatever the fucking song is. And there's
called Bucket Man.
If there's 35 million people watching his video with that song on it, you know? Hey, did you see the fucking guy get hit with the bucket? And there's a song playing in the background that nobody even gives a fuck about.
Right.
Guess who's going to be making money off their music more than...
Sure. Yeah, we just guess if we get paid on the streaming service on that.
So that would be like fucking the guy would make for 35 million fucking streams. He would make like 35, like he would make probably 50 grand.
Probably. I don't know what the numbers are, but
you know, so back in the day for an artist to make 50 grand off of a fucking song, they would have to
sell tons of shit.
So, but that's what it is. Like right now, it's like, if you want to be famous today, all you have to do is pay money to be promoted. So if you have $1 million or a company has $1 million,
they can invest in you, and but then at that point you don't make no money then because you gotta all the money that company's investing in, you gotta kind of pay that shit back. So it's really at the end of the day you're really not making anything.
That's the old thing. Now it's not so much a record company. What they do is they buy up bots, they buy up time, so every stream pays them money. So every time, you know, if they have this fake fucking persona or these fake fans, right? So say the record company, when a certain artist comes out with something, they have literally 100,000 fake fucking accounts on Spotify, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on whatever. So all these bots start pretend talking about this artist. Start playing it. Hey, did you check this out? And they're literally fake fucking accounts talking to each other, but inside the conversation, there's a song. Hey, check this video out as a link. There's a stream. They attach it to it. So every time the algorithm picks it up and these bots start talking to each other, it counts as a fucking stream, as a play. So if you have 100,000 fake accounts talking about shit, people are going to think it's popular. Then real people are going to start fucking playing it. And then these fucking kids in school who want to be fucking cool, they think they're going to be cool because this is the most popular fucking thing. And Aunt fucking Bessie thinks fucking, oh, I want to be cool and young again. Oh, this is what everybody's listening to. And before you know it, you got this fake fucking thing, you know, being the greatest fucking thing in the world. And when they play live, guess what? They got to fucking lip sync. Yeah. They need fucking session players. So they're going to sound like a fucking $1 million, but it's all fucking fraudulent. You know, that's why I dig artists like Billie Eilish and then fucking, you know, Lady Gaga and fucking, because it's real, you know, fucking, you know,
they can sing. I mean,
somebody like fucking Pink.
They will never accept lip syncing anywhere.
Well, somebody like Pink, people dismiss her as like some fucking pop artist. She could sing her fucking ass off. Like,
no, there's a lot of talented pop artists too.
Pink's amazing.
Yep.
You know, but she has to play the fucking game to fucking get. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like fucking up on Pink shit. Maybe she told her record company this is how it's going to be and you can go fuck yourself. I mean, she seems like the type of person to do that. She's fucking East Coast. But, you know.
Listen, if you can sing, they're going to sing, dude. You know what I'm saying? All those ones you just mentioned, they all can sing. You know, Gaga, Pink, they all, you know, they can sing. So why would they even attempt to lip sync or anything? I mean, if they're doing some kind of special event, you know, probably some enhancing vocals there somewhere, but that's about it, man.
I mean, even the awards, they're all fucking bought. Like, people don't understand. Okay, so this artist got a fucking Grammy. It's like people are investing like 10, 15, 20, 50 fucking $million to make 70 million. They profit fucking 20 million.
Yep.
And they're fucking charting, they're getting Grammys, and they're out there like, oh, I'm the biggest fucking star in the world. No, you're fucking the richest person in the world who has to be doing music.
I haven't watched those shows in like forever.
Yeah,
There's no bands that are interesting on there. I mean, it's like, seriously, like none of our bands that we like or grew up or anything, they're never on it. Except Foo Fighters, so I'm sure they always on something. But
yeah, that's the safe pick for everybody. Let's get a whole bunch of shitty pop stars and call Dave Grohl.
Right, exactly.
You know, so, but that's what I mean about music. It's all fucking bought and paid. I mean, does anybody fucking realize that the biggest charting stars and the biggest fucking, you know, most popular stars are it just happen to be the same people with all the fucking money in the world?
Yep.
You know, like, has that fucking occurred to anybody that it's all fucking bought and paid?
Well, some of the people they do that. I mean, they're investing money because I think they believe in the project, like a Lady Gaga, like you just mentioned.
There's no.
They believe in her, so I'm sure that's why they're gonna. I'm sure she's super talented in writing songs herself too, because I know a lot of these pop artists might get their songs written. I'm sure Lady Gaga writes her own tunes at times, or maybe it's all written. I have no idea who writes her songs, but
she does everything.
Right, and I agree
and
with
don't
that.
forget, she went at the top of her game.
Yeah, but they had to invest in her though.
It's not they. Lady Gaga.
Somebody.
Lady Gaga don't need anybody's fucking money. Lady Gaga don't need to fucking don't need shit.
I don't know.
Coming up, yeah, you get to that point. It's like what fucking Pearl Jam did. Yeah, Pearl Jam made a fucking bunch of money on their first fucking 3 records, but after that, they were like, fuck this, we're doing it ourselves. We do what the fuck we want. And that's what most like great bands and great artists do. Right. So she's in that fucking category now. I mean, at the top of her game, fucking announces a bar tour where she fucking, instead of going around to arenas, she's going to fucking play bars in the fucking country. I mean, something like that is like fucking, you know, she's great, but the other fucking people, it's like, you know, people pay money to be in front of everybody's face. That's the whole fucking thing with the music industry right now. People are like, oh, that fucking band is still putting out records. How come I didn't hear? Because they're not fucking paying some promotion company to fucking shove it in your fucking face. I don't care who the fuck it is. If you had fucking promotion, pick any fucking band. Give me any fucking band, obscure or whatever the fuck from back in the day. Just throw them out.
For what reason?
Any reason. Just give me a fucking band that you never heard of in a million years, but you heard back in the day or whatever. Just give me a band. I don't know. Anything. Doesn't
Boston.
even Boston. Give me somebody who's is alive. Any fucking band, dude. Just throw them out.
All right. Kansas. If you had a company, a promotional company, and you gave that promotional company $10 million, right? Yeah.
Everybody and their mother's going to be singing the next Kansas song.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, Kansas is back.
Yeah.
You know, holy shit. Fucking, they did that fucking Carry On song. That's fucking great, man. Holy shit, Kansas. And then fucking Kansas would be on the Grammys. And then because of their fucking money is buying them airtime, their money is buying them social media bots, promotion, fucking record sales, fucking interviews.
What's the shit, though?
Interviews? What?
Well, that song is amazing.
That's one of the greatest songs ever fucking made.
People have to know. I don't care how much you spend to fucking put that song out there. Classic. And then we're talking about guitar tones.
Oh my God.
That guitar tone is fucking great in that fucking song. It really is, dude. To me, that's what a guitar sounds like, man.
That song has been following me around since I was like 2 years old.
Great guitar tone.
Like I hear it in the weirdest fucking times and I'm just like, yeah, this is a fucking great song. I'm glad you brought up Kansas, but
the riff, amazing riff in that.
But you understand what I mean? It's like that's all the fucking music industry is now is fucking how much money you have. And people are like, oh, this album's the fucking best. This is great. No, it's not. It's just fucking what your fucking aunt is hearing, your grandmother, your fucking the kids in school, because it's getting shoved in front of their fucking face. I don't care who it is, you know? Anybody. If fucking any artist, any fucking band has enough money to promote the way it is today, and it takes you fucking 10, 20, 40, 50 fucking $1 million to promote. Maybe getting back to fucking Paul Stanley's point, Like, who gives a shit about a fucking Kiss record because they're not fucking spending money to promote. The fucking record company ain't fucking doing anything.
Is, no.
So it's gonna fucking die.
Well, they know what they're gonna sell. They exactly know what the number is going to be at the end of the day. So
because of the diehards.
Yeah, it's not even worth it for them. They know, well, we saw 100,000, whatever. That's all we're going to get out of it. Just releasing it without it.
Yeah, so they're like, why are we going to spend fucking money making an album?
You're going to sell the same if you don't promote it.
Yeah, when we could do a repackaging of fucking old Creatures of the Night show that's going to sell more. You know, that sounds like shit.
And that's what they're doing.
You know, I mean, who's in charge of these fucking Kiss records that are coming out? These live albums. Because could you fucking just EQ the fucking thing? Could you? I know it's from the board, but fucking throw it. Just put it in fucking Pro Tools and fucking master it or something. Could you give it like literally fucking 15 minutes of work? Could fucking take out the hiss, take out the EQ the fucking thing, get rid of the fucking, give me a fucking low pass filter, a fucking high pass filter, any fucking thing would help those things dramatically. And dude, we're not talking about like hours of studio time. Literally, you give me that whole album, just give me fucking 15 minutes. 10 minutes and I could fucking make it sound better. And they're fucking throwing the shit out there. And people are like,
well, I guess I want that rawness from the board.
They don't want to fucking rawness from the board. Dude, I'm talking 15 minutes.
Well, who's going to do it? They're going to probably want 10 grand to do it. Right.
Oh man. So, but that's what the fucking music industry is now, is fucking people paying money to be in front of your fucking face. With that's the fucking problem with the industry, is that it's just fucking money. It's who the fuck you want. I don't care if it's like fucking some guy dressed up as like fucking Ronald McDonald who fucking wants to do a chicken dance song. If that dude has got fucking $10 million, everybody and their fucking mother is going to be doing his stupid dance and fucking dressing up like him. Then you're going to have a bunch of fucking cornball fucking kids who thinks he's the fucking second coming of Elvis. They're going to dress like him. And that's how it's going to be, just because it's getting shoved in front of their face so much that they think this is what is popular.
Yeah, well, they've been doing that forever. So, we've seen it growing up. We see it today. We see it everywhere.
And maybe that's what it is.
It is, dude. I mean, it's always that cool, it takes that one guy, like when Madonna came out. Remember all the kids trying to dress like her?
Yeah.
And, it's the look.
No, but look at like everything that we're into. I mean, what people fucking didn't get Black Sabbath when they fucking came out.
No.
People fucking Led Zeppelin wasn't fucking, if it wasn't for FM radio, nobody would give a fuck.
Yep.
Television and fucking AM radio was the fucking be all end all back then. They weren't fucking playing Led Zeppelin. It wasn't until a new format came out that fucking people heard that shit. So, and fucking dude, how much money did Kiss fucking pay to get on television back in the day and all that shit? Yeah. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have saw that.
No.
So I get it. There's an element of promotion that comes with it, but there's also,
So you basically say you can make anybody a star.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all it is. I mean, if you got enough of money and you put them in people's faces every day, it's like that's what we were talking about earlier with MTV.
Mm-hmm.
They pushed that shit on every day, and you came home from school, and that was the cool song. You liked it because they forced it on you. You had no choice. I mean, what the fuck were you listening to?
But
But
wasn't like when MTV first started, it was legit VJs picking the songs, and then they started wanting money from the artist and everything. But that's like fucking, dude, there's just no reason for fucking, an 11-year-old kid to fucking, when will an 11-year-old kid in fucking the United States of America fucking listen to Men Without Hats,
right,
or fucking Safety Dance, or fucking Come On Eileen? Like, what the fuck is that?
Well, that's what MTV made these people.
I know, but these record companies took fucking Dexy's Midnight Runners and said, we're going to make a video, we're going to pay MTV, and they're going to put it in rotation. Sure. And MTV will be like, how much rotation you want?
Right.
How much does it cost?
Yeah, and they force it right in your face.
And then they play it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, but now it's just fucking, it's fucking stupid now. It's like, it's fucking stupid, you know, how it is right now. And, you know, nobody's fucking playing live shows. It comes back to fucking full circle with fucking the lip syncing and everything. There's no, you know, artistic fucking performance element, you know?
Well, a lot of these newer bands too, I mean, they can be really singing and stuff, but they're using a lot of backing tracks too. Like there's some of these songs are overproduced, and like, you know, you got like the drum sampling stuff going on, and just weird sounds coming from the background.
Right.
Even singers are not even in the band.
Right.
You can hear that, you know. So they got to play with backing tracks because they're not going to get their sound out when they play live. You know, and there's a lot of bands, and I don't know for sure, but I can hear them, and I'm like, well, you only got 4 guys in the band. You ain't playing that song live. There's no fucking way, dude, unless you have some backing tracks.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you look like a band like Rush, who had fucking 3 guys and did everything themselves. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't pre-record fucking things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but Rush is not adding anything that's not there that they can't play live.
But there's a difference between like certain samples, like the beginning of 2112. They're not fucking having a fucking spaceship take fucking off. Getty's hitting one fucking key, and the fucking sound comes out from the album,
right? It's
you know,
really,
to start the song.
It's not really the song, you know what I'm saying? That's something, you know.
You know, and Neil had things on his drums where he would hit and it would, you know, like shit like that. Fucking, you know, the lady and fucking, you hear her voice in fucking Force 10 or Time Stands Still. It's not fucking Amy Mann on stage with them. It's her voice from her when she sang her track.
Well, I don't think the fans really care. You know,
for fucking 2 minutes, if I'm hearing Time Stands Still and Amy Mann's face comes on the screen and then I hear her voice and I know she's not in the fucking, you know.
Well, forget about Rush. Rush, they're not another planet. They're great. They can play anything. I'm talking about these newer bands that actually they go in the studio and they write these songs that you really can't play live. They need those sounds, you know what I'm saying? Like that backwards fucking sound, like reverse sound and samples and all crazy stuff. And it just, I think fans accept that. Well, when they go see them, they want to hear that.
I forget which band I heard, but they had to cancel their show. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, I remember. You told me once.
Fucking
the laptop.
Yeah.
I have a laptop, yeah.
Like, we can't play our show because, are you kidding me? Like,
that's how they write their music.
Yeah, but they're bringing a fucking computer, plugging it in, and doing this.
No, but they're just stuff it's in the mix of their, you know, their studio albums that they can't produce live. I mean, they're still playing live.
Okay, so even if you're in a band that's fucking sampled ridden, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's cues and all that shit. You're going to cancel a fucking show because it doesn't work?
No, you just go out there and fucking wing it.
You go out there and you fucking play and be like, listen, we don't have our shit. We're fucking plugging in this. We know the fucking songs. See you at the end of the fucking show. You're in for a treat.
That's it.
Fuck off. We're playing.
That's it.
You know, they don't do that.
No.
You know, could you imagine like do you have can I sync up this to the board? And could you imagine?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, there's no way these guys are going to play the song live because there's so much going on. Even with the drums, you got samples, and you can't start sampling stuff live. I guess you can. I mean, I guess they have pads and stuff like that. They could do stuff like that. But.
Yeah, I don't mind if I'm playing something and I hit a fucking sampler pedal and something comes out and I fucking click it off and it's fucking whatever.
But they got to play to a click, so everything is already.
But no, but that's the thing. I'm not fucking playing to a click live.
No.
You can go fuck yourself.
Well, if you got a playback and stuff like that, you have to play.
Well, that's another reason why I'm not doing it. Now, if my drummer is saying, listen, this fucking tempo is a little fucked. I got to throw on I got to hear some click in my ear while I play. Okay, dude, you be you. That's fucking fine. I mean, I'm more into like, dude, I don't care if it's fucking 128 one night, 124, 132.
That's rock and roll, dog.
I don't give a fuck. You know, it's like, hey, shit, we were fucking at that show last night. It's a little fast, but fuck it, you know?
Rock music went a long way, dude. From just being raw and sloppy and...
But it's better that way.
It is all. It's rock and roll.
Dude, it's better that way.
You want to hear somebody fuck up.
And I'm not saying fucking, okay, purposely out of pitch or out of fucking tune or fucking, you know, bad. I'm not talking about like that. I'm not talking about lazy bad. I'm talking about fucking see you at the fucking end of the show. You know, who
Bro,
fucking gives a fuck?
You'd be surprised by how many bands use backing tracks. I'm sure there's a lot of these bands do that. We don't even realize that they have them going on. You know? I'm serious.
I mean,
I don't know for sure, but I'm sure there's a lot of bands.
I could tell you a bunch of fucking bands that don't.
Well,
I could tell you Pearl Jam doesn't use fucking backing tracks.
well, why should they?
Exactly. But I'm just telling you, I can tell you.
They don't write that type of music.
Fucking Clutch doesn't use backing tracks.
Right.
Fucking Dinosaur Jr. definitely doesn't.
We can go for days.
You know,
the bands that don't. But I'm just saying, they don't write that type of music. Though,
right.
You know, if you go to the studio, you're going to have synthesizer keys, and you're going to have a synthesizer guy playing or a key guy playing. How the fuck are you going to get that live?
I wouldn't be surprised how many bands use backing tracks. It's fucking as far as like how to perform today, but I don't know. I don't care what the fuck happens. Like, you know, to me, fucking using in-ear monitors is a fucking
cheating, right?
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I don't want to hear a fucking perfect mix.
No. I don't think I even get used to that. I'd rather just hear the rawness. Man.
Give
me the monitors, you know, facing the and that's.
I mean, you never know because it's like fucking you literally hear everything fucking fine. But there's that's why I enjoy clubs. And I think clubs and bars are just the best places to fucking play.
Yep.
You know? I mean, the last arena show I saw, like big arena, was fucking the Misfits reunited. And it was fucking great because it was the Misfits.
I heard they're playing again.
Yeah, they're doing more
no, I think they're back at the Prudential Center.
Yeah. Again. But not with fucking Doyle. I think it's just Jerry.
Yeah, and him, the bass player.
Yeah. Which, you know.
Whatever it is.
I mean, I saw it as much as I could see it. To me, I saw the fucking original Misfits with fucking Dave Lombardo. I'm good. Like, what a fucking great night. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I think music's going to get local again. I think music is all about who do you see at the bar? Who do you see at the club? You know, in your area. And that's the best way to see a band. That's the best way to see a show. The energy's there. The fucking bass hits you. The drums fucking hit you. It's like an energy wave. Like you feel that. When you're in an arena, or even worse, a fucking stadium, it's horrible.
It is. No, stadiums are the worst. I mean, I would try to stay away from stadium shows. There's nothing there. There's nothing. The sound don't bounce off of nothing.
No, it's the worst.
You're like at a fucking festival or something.
It's like, oh my God, they're playing this stadium. I'm like, fucking why? It's
not even that loud.
No, it's not. And you're so fucking removed from it. You know, even if you got like fucking 10th row on the fucking floor, it's still so vast.
Dude, majority of my bands, so bands I've seen were in arenas.
Right.
So the first time I really got to see like a hall type of band.
Right.
It was a the Roseland Ballroom.
Right.
I saw Alice in Chains.
Right.
Holy fuck, bro. The bass, it was like, it went right through me, man. I couldn't believe how loud it was.
Yeah.
And really, it was just so fucking loud. But you go in a bigger place, you don't feel that.
No.
You don't get hit with that.
No.
It's totally different. I'm like, dude, man. And I've never been to a small venue. Everything, me growing up, was always an arena.
Yeah?
And, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, besides going to like smaller clubs like Studio One.
Well, that's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Studio One was as loud as fucking Roseland. I tell you that, bro.
Who'd I see at Roseland?
Bro, that thing was, I couldn't almost breathe. It was loud.
And that was with Lane, right? That was the original Alice in Chains? Yeah. Fucking lucky, man. A lot of people haven't seen that.
Oh, and I remember the lineup, them and the Screaming Trees.
That's not bad.
No.
It's just, to me, that's where music's going. I think music is going back to in studio performances, which is like what we built here, bars and small clubs. I don't want to fucking see a band in an arena. Like if I see the worst thing for me is like going to like a fucking Lollapalooza,
right,
or a fucking big like festival. I have zero desire to go to a fucking music festival. But if I got a band that I love and they're playing a fucking small club, or they're playing even a big club, I'll fucking jump on a plane and go see them.
Yep.
because I know for that experience, it's going to be great. You said it sucks seeing your favorite band at a festival. You're getting what? Half of their fucking set list. It's going to be like fucking.
Well, something like that. If you're younger, I think you can deal with it more. Right now, at my age, I'm sitting through 10 bands. This is my favorite band.
You weren't sitting fucking back in the day. You said you left that fucking Van Halen from when they were on.
Yeah, but that was back in the day, though.
So you left. You were fucking.
Yeah, but I wasn't there to see really Van Halen anyway.
How do you not fucking see Van Halen?
It was Sammy Hagar. I mean, really, it was. I mean, it was David Lee Roth. That's a different.
Right.
That's totally different. I mean, listen, they didn't stink with Sammy, but it just wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had good songs, but with David Lee Roth was there staying through the whole thing.
I mean, it was a totally different band. But if we're going to talk Van Halen.
Dude, it worked, though.
With Hagar?
Yeah, well, of course it worked.
Apparently it didn't work enough for you to fucking stay in your seat.
Well, dude, it was like a 6-hour concert, I believe it was. I can't remember what it was. Dude, I was there for Metallica, Scorpions.
And that's Master of Puppets Metallica.
No.
And Justice?
I think it was just before Justice.
Okay, all right. Garage Days.
Yeah, I think it was a weird... I'm not sure what album was out. It was like 89, I think it was, 88.
That's, okay, yeah, 88, that's fucking before And Justice. And Justice was 89.
Yeah.
So fucking, yeah, I don't have any desire to go to a fucking stadium show. The last stadium show I went to was fucking Paul McCartney at MetLife. You know, I had to fucking go see one of the Beatles. I've never seen any of them, you know. But what does that mean? That's so like, people are like, oh, I saw fucking the 4 Beatles. Yeah, but you didn't see the fucking Beatles, you know?
Well, don't you? I don't even think I've been to that many stadium shows. I think I've been to that Monsters of Rock one. And listen, I had free tickets, so I went. So I didn't go buy them. I went to see Bon Jovi at the Giant Stadium.
Okay.
But they were free. I had them. I called a couple guys up. They said, you want to go? They're like, let's go. And we went. We can laugh about it, but well, fuck it.
I like a couple of Bon Jovi cuts, but I'm not saying I hate the guy. The guy's a fucking remarkable human being.
No,
like he's a fucking.
Something was a night out.
He's like a saint. That dude. I love John Bon Jovi, the person, but musically, I'm just
not in and out of love.
There's a couple of hits. I said there's a fucking. It's like She Don't Know Me. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's a fucking great song. Blood on Blood.
Yeah.
That's another one of my jams by him.
Half of that one album, was Slippery and Wet.
Yeah.
I mean, what you call?
Fucking, what do you mean?
Desmond Child.
That's a Desmond Child record. That's not a fucking.
He's on it every song. I mean.
So, yeah, it's like fucking.
Yeah, so I've only been to 2 stadium shows, really. I can't recall another one. That was.
Getting back to fucking. Seeing Paul McCartney, I was there and I was watching it, but it was so open and vast, I didn't feel it.
No.
I'm watching Paul McCartney on stage from far away. And like I said, no matter where you are in the stadium, it's far away.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're on the fucking floor.
No.
It's horrible.
Like, you don't feel part of the show.
No.
That far back, you want to be that crazy guy going, ooh, like, jumping up and down. For what reason? You're fucking all the way in. You know what I'm saying? At the time, maybe on the floor or on the sides, you can go a little crazier, but you're the one guy. Everybody else is sitting, you're like standing up.
Yeah, you're listening to a concert that's literally 100 yards away,
yep.
And you're fucking picking up the speaker.
Yep.
So, and the latency's all fucked up.
It is. So it's got to carry.
Yeah. So by the time you hear it,
yeah, they're hitting another note.
It's another note. So you got to watch the fucking screen.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's off. It's just fucking horrible. But then when you see like your fucking favorite band in a club and you're fucking surrounded by people on the floor, you ain't going nowhere for fucking an hour. You're about to get to fucking your ass kicked.
Yes,
you're about get a good spot and just fucking ride it the fuck out and fucking feel the magic because there's nothing else to do. No matter where you go in that club, I don't care if you're taking a fucking piss in the bathroom, it's still going to fucking hate you.
Yep.
And to me, that's where rock and roll should live. This whole arena thing is mass produced, super, that happened in the 70s, man. where they would throw all those bands on the bill and fucking get as many people there. So if they can sell fucking 60,000 tickets, 70,000 tickets.
No, that's the whole goal of playing bigger shows.
Yeah.
You make money. I mean, you play in front of 1,000, you ain't making as much as you play in front of 20,000.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you want to make money, I get it. You want to fucking, like somebody says, hey.
Well, it's not fair neither though, because if you're a big band and you're playing in front of 1,000 people, not everybody can see you.
If you're playing at 1,000 people, where?
Well,
at a club?
Yeah.
What do you mean not everybody? Oh, you mean, okay, everybody can't get in the seat.
I mean, how are you going to see, if it only fits 1,000 people and you're a band that can fill 20, 30,000 seats, nobody really can get to see the band.
Right. No, that's another point, but.
You're going to see U2 playing fucking Roseland Ballroom. So the fucking, there'll be a riot over there, I think.
But yeah, that's a good point. And if somebody said to me, it's like, Chris, we want fucking Slew to fucking play Yankee Stadium and be on this bill. Here's your fucking check. I'm going to be on that fucking stage with my bad latency fucking playing chords that fucking people in the back are going to see 10 minutes later.
That's right.
And I'm going to be doing my thing and they're going to be like, who's that fucking idiot? I think he's got silver nail polish on and a fucking hat. Granted, I'm not saying like I wouldn't do that. It's not like talking about lip syncing. I would never fucking do that. I'm never bringing backing tracks on fucking stage. No. I would never be in a band that lip sync or bought backing tracks on stage. And I would, to me, it's about raw and playing. And that's what fucking rock and roll is to me. Otherwise, I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want anything into it. But playing a stadium, I get it for the reason you just said about people being able to see you. But as far as a fan goes, it's the fucking worst way to see a band. And then right next to that is an arena because it's kind of like the same thing. The difference is about the arena.
You can have good
It's a night out.
But you're in arenas, though. If you got the sides area, you're so close to the stage.
Right.
It's not that bad.
No, and it's an event and it's a little more intimate. You're talking about fucking 15, 16, 20,000 people. It's a little better, but when you're in a fucking sea of like 80,000 people at a fucking stadium,
too much.
It's horrible. You could literally, when you're in a stadium, you could hear fucking conversations.
Yeah.
I can't have a conversation. If me and you were fucking at a club,
no.
It's like, dude, I can't hear what the fuck you're saying.
In the stadium, you can talk to
somebody. Like, why
it's like no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, you want a hot dog? I'm going up, fucking taking a piss. What do you want? I'm going to get you, want me to grab you a beer? It's like, you could literally have that conversation.
Well, believe it or not, I enjoy going to those sheds, those amphitheaters. Mm-hmm. I really do. As long as you're sitting in a seat,
right?
It's nice. It's like a small theater,
right?
8,000 seats. It's not, we're Garden State Arts Center over there, whatever they call it, PNC. It's not a really bad seat in there.
No,
it's not. You can have the last seat in the thing, and you're still kind of like feeling you're part of the show. But if you're on the lawn, you kind of loses it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I enjoy those too, though, because there's people just won't go to a show and spend $50, $60 to sit upper tier.
Right.
You get a $20 lawn thing and you're there for the night. You and your friends, fucking $20. You're
fucking smoke a bowl.
Yeah, you're hanging out on the lawn and you get to hear the songs and stuff.
Yeah.
You went.
Right.
So a lot of people like those long things.
I don't mind the lawn, just to be like hanging out, like on a blanket, just fucking chilling.
Well, people like that.
It's different.
It is different. I did it.
I don't mind that.
The first time, I think I went to PMC, went to see Metallica.
Right.
And I was on the lawn.
Right.
Didn't enjoy it.
No?
No. Because it was fucking like 10,000 people on the lawn. It was just I'm not feeling the whole show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And after that, I never did lawn again. If I don't buy a ticket, I'm not sitting in the seat. Right. I'm not going.
Right.
It was just different. It felt almost like you were in a
stadium.
In a stadium. Like you didn't feel a part of the show anymore. But I see people enjoyed it. Just, hey, you got in there for $20 instead of going to an arena. Because an arena, you're not paying $20 to get in.
No.
$70, $80 for at least upper tier, maybe $100. But how these shed tour things work, those lawn seats are $20. Mm-hmm. You might even get them cheaper on the day of the event. You might get them down to like fucking $13. just to fill it up.
Right. So sidetrack music. Let's fucking let's twist this a little bit because we talk about films, we talk about fucking everything here, fucking wrestling, old wrestling, not fucking new wrestling. If you had to pick somebody from the past that never got color, who would it be?
We never got color?
Yeah. That's a wrestling term for people who fucking bleed in a match.
No, back in the day, it seemed like everybody got a little color.
Who's the one fucking guy that you never saw get color?
Oh, dude, I mean.
WWF. You always said he never takes bumps either.
No, I didn't call you out on that one. Definitely didn't call you out on that one. I know you're talking about Pusky.
Yeah.
No, he did get color.
Yeah.
I saw him one time.
I saw it too, last night.
With Abdul.
No, I know. That's not a fucking WWF match. I didn't see that. Well, how you not?
Well, you asked me one guy.
Oh.
Doesn't matter where it was at.
I didn't know that. Well, if you wrestle Abdul the Butcher, yeah.
He got color.
Fucking, yeah, you're going to fucking.
All right, so what was the other one?
It was him and Santana when they dropped the belts to the Samoans in 1980.
He got color?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they fucking busted him open.
Oh, wow.
But it looked like he got busted open. It looked like they nailed him with a fucking headbutt that went wrong. It wasn't like he was blading. It looked like legit because he's going over to the corner and getting a towel from fucking Vince, who's doing the commentary right there, wiping his forehead.
I'm trying to remember that. I think I did see that. I don't remember though.
That was in the Spectrum.
Oh, it was in the Spectrum?
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't a Spectrum card. It was on All Star Wrestling, and they showed that shit.
Oh, I got you.
So, and you were right though. They always did the fucking tag matches, championship belt matches on fucking TV.
Yep.
Never fucking would do that now.
No.
So fucking so that's fucking cool. So are you going to see Kiss?
No.
Okay. I thought you were going. You were talking all fucking week about tickets.
If I get something.
How much are tickets going for?
For like where?
Anywhere.
Lower tier? I think it was over 1,000 for lower tier.
Oh my God.
No, I would never pay the type of money to see that.
Especially seeing them lip sync.
Yeah, watching them on top of it, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't even see the originals for that much. I mean, we're lucky that we saw the originals when we did. I mean, we're not as lucky as fucking people who fucking saw them in 77, or
not
things
that
like
many
that.
Around.
No.
Yeah, majority of these Kiss crowds, not a 70s.
No.
No. Listen, they picked up a lot of fans over the last.
Well, now
10,
you're going
15,
to see the guy with the tongue.
That's what it is.
You're going to see fucking Rock and Roll All Night, Confetti, and
listen,
fucking.
It's mixed in with diehards,
right?
But it's not that many diehards.
Right.
Trust me. The last time I got to see was at the Prudential. You could tell. You had the father with the wife, the 2 kids. So there's 3 tickets, and they're probably not even Kiss fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna. Then if they did that, say from 96 or on, or 7, 8, or whatever. Maybe that kid became a Kiss fan. So he became a Kiss fan in 2000.
Right.
He got his father took him in 2000, and that's still a newer Kiss fan.
Right.
Really, it's not like a 70s Kiss fan. Even the guys from the 80s.
Right.
There was a lot of guys that became Kiss fans in the 80s. He was a much better singer in the 80s than he was in the 70s.
Yeah, he was. All right, so fucking. We're gonna wrap things up here, and we're gonna go fucking jam some fucking music in the live room.
Definitely gonna jam out.
Fucking. So you're happy with this place and how it's built and everything,
Beautiful.
So
we're gonna take the people a tour one day. Everything, nice little tour.
Yeah. So like I was saying, it's got like here's like the podcast room, and then I have a hallway of like everything that I've loved. We loved growing up, favorite movies, favorite bands, shows, and shit like that. The live room to record and stream out of, and then the control room where all the stuff happens. So there's a lot of like nooks and crannies in this place. It's pretty cool. So I'm happy with it. Fucking.
Of course, you have to be. Fucking 2 years.
Took a while to build this. All right, well, we're going to get fucking going. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Bro. It's been good.
All right, so this has been the first episode of season 2. Fucking 3 years after season 1 of the NeverImage Radio podcast. I'm Chris Denoda.
And Pat Bruno.
Take care.